everyone has. DJ Ed, good work as always.
Andy, can I just say something?
Hold on, I'm just about to thank
No, don't
Ollie.
thank them, mate.
I would never have pressed that button. Have you not just got a lane, a little one of them? Ollie, tremendous work. You're a superstar. Go on.
I was going to say you've been fantastic, mate. I knew you would be fantastic on drive.
High five, man. High five.
Fantastic on breakfast.
God bless you for that.
Can you use your right hand? Because it means more if you use your right hand.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
But you've said that before.
God's sake.
Right, on that note.
Oh,
go on. Oh, no, sorry, go on.
If you ever do breakfast again, can you make sure you bring your wallet in? Because
it's funny you say that, because when you weren't here, I was buying the coffees.
I'm broke from paying for coffees every day, mate.
Yeah, but you get paid every month like everyone else.
This guy. No, you've been amazing, mate. Thank you.
I've loved every
legendary, mate.
I really have.
Yes.
Are we back? Get this on Sunday, would you believe? Sunday we're doing a drive time show.
What's the better show, breakfast or drive?
Build it. Well, Sunday it'll definitely be drive. Sunday I am building up with Darren Bent live in New York.
What's the bigger show, breakfast or drive?
Next week is drive. I think next week it's Hawksby Jacobs as well. I'll be building up to that. I don't know what time, but I'll be building up to whatever time it is. I know you'll be tuning in for that, but more importantly, England against Mexico. It's 1 a.m.
Once more, I think I was not really convinced with England performance. You don't have to play well to want to win the World Cup, just have to win games.
That second Harry Kane goal, I mean, surely that's up there with Owen's goal against Argentina now as a cometh the hour, cometh the man moment.
Because I feel like whichever two wingers we start with, we want the other two that are on the bench. Do you know what I mean? It's like we start with two and then we go, no, not those two.
He's only 20 years of age. Looks like he's going to be on his way up.
Finally got a coach who can tell the runners, Jude Bellingham, Rashford or Madueke, when Harry drops deep, that's your cue to come inside and
they
run
weren't
him
though,
behind.
was there? Last night. How many times?
I think there was. I think
how
Jude.
Many times did we have players? We didn't, mate.
Sorry?
How many times were Madueke about to cross it and there's no one breaking the neck into the box? I agree.
Jude
if he does drop off Kane, Jude's got to.
I think he's made 4 or 5 good runs off the back of Harry Kane dropping deep.
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I'm not
Just let me ask you my argument when I was having this discussion with Gabby this morning was no matter how a goal scorer plays during the 90 minutes, if he scores 2 goals, one of them's the winner and an absolute banger, he's had the perfect match. Like, please let him do that against Mexico. Please let him do that against Brazil. And all the way to the final.
Well, Kane was the least of our problems. I haven't made that like Kane was the big issue. Don't twist it to that side.
I'm not twisting it.
We had 10 more problems than Harry Kane.
I know, but we'll get to the other players in a moment. But I want to ask Andros, if you score 2 goals and you win the game with an absolute humdinger, can you have anything but a great game as a goal scorer?
No, your job is there to score goals. Harry is our talisman. He's there to get us out of situations like he did today. Yes, he didn't have that many touches because DR Congo scored in the first 5 minutes.
Talk Sport.
A very good morning. You're listening to Talk Sport with your sports headlines. I'm Amelia Beltrao. Could getting a skin fade save you from VAR heartbreak? Croatia learnt that the hard way after new Snicotec picked up a slight flick on Igor Matanovic's head, meaning their late equaliser against Portugal was ruled out. So Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup career has at least one more chapter, but Portuguese football expert Pedro Valverde can't understand how he got man of the match.
From now on, this kind of award for me means nothing because Ronaldo wasn't at all the MVP on this game. I think Gonçalo Ramos and Diogo Costa were totally the MVPs on this game.
Portugal also paid tribute to Diogo Jota at the end of the game on the 1-year anniversary of his death. They face Spain next after they cruised past Austria, while Switzerland are also through to the last 16 after beating Algeria. Julian Nagelsmann has quit after Germany's early exit from the World Cup. Jurgen Klopp's apparently keen to replace him, and European football expert Kevin Hatchard says this is something Germany needs.
Julian Nagelsmann, I think, at the Euros did fine. I think he managed to reconnect the fans with the team, and they got to the quarterfinals. But this World Cup, there's no getting away from it. It has been disastrous.
Staffing problems and noise concerns could stop some pubs staying open for England versus Mexico on Monday morning, despite being allowed to show the game. The Three Lions will play at the iconic Azteca, which is more than 2 kilometres above sea level. And Neil Warnock reckons England are going to have to switch up their pound-the-rock tactics.
They won't be able to press all the time. That's not in a million years, not at that altitude. So it's going to have to be a tactical thing. I think that they get through. I think this will be their hardest game, mate. If they get through here, I think they'll beat Brazil, mate.
England rugby are also battling an altitude problem this weekend as they hope to shock the Springboks at the Nations Championship in South Africa.
Talk Sport News.
The taxi driver who dropped Southport killer is stripped of licence, and Andy Burnham's hinted at a tax rethink when he becomes Prime Minister. Emma's got more at past.
Talk Sport weather with QuickFit. Heatwave outside, oven inside. Stay cool this summer with a free aircon check. Book online or visit your local QuickFit today.
A fine and dry day for most of us, with plenty of warm spells of sunshine. However, generally cloudier across Northern Ireland and Western Scotland, with possible showery rain.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from TalkSport. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Good morning, this is Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs with you through until 1 o'clock here on Talk Sport, where today we'll be wondering why the Mexico City police seem reluctant to move on fans from outside opponents' hotels who are setting off fireworks and blaring mariachi music out of speakers. I mean, that's the answer, isn't it? Get the old bill to move them on, but they don't seem keen.
Oh, I wonder why not.
They don't seem keen for some reason.
All right, I'll do that in a second.
What's coming up, Andy?
Yes, coming up over the next 3 hours, a man who played for England in the Azteca back in 1986. Alvin Martin joins us in the studio. We'll also chat to an English owner of a Mexican football club. We'll ask the landlord who's fitted a 300-seater in his Norfolk pub whether he's sold out for Monday morning. That's it.
That's it. Okay, that's quite a weird reading of that.
I know, very weird.
We'll also wonder
it's on
whether
my phone. I can't see it.
We'll also wonder whether you're throwing a midnight football party for England, launching the "What time will they fall asleep?" sweepstake. And our own Adrian Durham tells us how his altitude training is going.
Oh dear, there's all this. Plus a scouting report on England's opposition from Mark McGee. We'll discover why Spain's goal machine is likely to stay a one-club man, and we'll bring you some clips of the week.
Sure will. It is 6 minutes past 1. Good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Jacobs.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Yes, so more football last night, and I didn't stay up for Portugal versus Croatia. I caught up with some extended highlights this morning, and it was quite the game, wasn't it, really?
I don't know. I haven't managed to see it.
You haven't? Oh.
I've got to be honest.
Oh, no, it's bad that you do that.
Because you can't watch everything.
You don't want to bluff
I've seen the goal. I've seen the disallowed goal, which was highly controversial.
Yes.
And
I've got to be honest. I was not aware. Maybe I should have been.
You had feedback.
No, I'm not getting any feedback. No, is it your ears?
It's okay. It's great.
I didn't know we had Snicko. You were aware of Snicko?
Yeah, we've had it for a long time, haven't we, in football? But it would be old Jared Gillette, wouldn't it? He's just got to get interfere. He's a real interferer, that bloke.
I mean, he's got a job to do. I'm not blaming the VAR for that. If you've got the technology...
I know.
But will we have it in the Premier League? Because we know we're using a different ball, because it's tech in the ball that
I'm
picks
not
it up.
sure. You'd have to check with that. I don't know.
Because it seems that we have a kind of Aldi version of Snicko and of the kind of ball tracking. Our one isn't quite as good, it seems, in the Premier League because
surprise.
Sponsorship reasons that we're not allowed to take the kind of blue ribbon one because it would inflict on them Premier League sponsorship. But don't let that get in the way, eh? Let's not have the best system that's out there. Let's have the second best one.
That's good, isn't it?
Let's have the budget one.
And I was listening to Breakfast this morning. It's a long time since I've had anything as depressing as the bloke from the Altitude Training Centre. Honestly, we might as well not turn up.
Yeah, one of our listeners said that yesterday. We're not scaling Kilimanjaro.
I know. He had a really bad altitude, I thought.
Yes. Now, we're going to find out from Alvin Martin, who played in the Azteca against Paraguay in 1986, just what it is like. The difference is the boys of 86 had a bit more prep time.
Yeah, they did. They were staying out there, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, no, they went to Colorado and did some altitude training to kind of acclimatise. Because there were fewer games. You weren't playing every 25 minutes with a 48-team World Cup. So Alvin can give us some real insight into that and talk about what it was like. He'll give us his thoughts on England's defence and what he'd like to see in the game. Now, everybody's thinking about what they're going to do, how they're going to plan it. Nick Littlehouse, the sleep expert, the good bit of advice he gave us yesterday, if you weren't listening, was if you can't go to bed after the game and you've got to get up for work, don't beat yourself up over it. Don't start thinking, I've got to get to sleep, I've got to get to sleep. There'll be a bit of adrenaline. You've watched the football match. If it all goes to plan, it'll be about 3:30 before you can even contemplate getting some kip again. But he said, if you don't worry about it. Go out and get some natural light as soon as you can. Get the old serotonin in the system. Look up at the sun. Well, not directly into it, you know what I mean?
Go back to sleep for 3 hours. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, if you can. But, you know, people like yourself, they can fall asleep standing up, can't they? You know what Grandad's like at Christmas? Sitting there, you know, he has a big Sunday dinner and he's off for 3 hours.
Can we have HR down here? Honestly, this show's becoming so ageist. It's
I mean, I did say yesterday I thought you died in the toilet.
No.
Thankfully you hadn't. I was pleased.
Concerned.
Honestly, I was really pleased you hadn't. No one was concerned.
No one was concerned.
I was talking to the production, our senior management earlier on about passing that message on and said, we probably could have done a weekend at Bernie's. Just sat him there in his cap and got away with it, really. What do you think, Andy? Oh, he's not really committing himself on that.
Probably do the reads better than I do.
Yeah, certainly could have read that intro better. So anyway, some of the things. Are you still... Because normally, England are playing a game and you get the bloke next door around and the wife and the kids come round. It's like a big party.
I don't, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't, because you're a terrible curmudgeon. You sit there in the dark with a book on your lap.
Exactly.
But are you still going to try and follow the same... Are you going to a pub? Now we know officially that you can go to a pub. Are you going to the pub? We're going to speak to a publican later on who's got a 300-seater stand in his pub in Norfolk. But, I mean, if you're his neighbours, you have 300 people in the garden at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it might be a problem. But look, all of this is a one-off. Like I said yesterday, this isn't going to happen probably for another 8 to 12 years.
Yeah.
So let's not worry about one night of should they go to
People
school,
are going to put up with it.
Yeah,
if the neighbours in your apartment block have a big old party and they're blaring out mariachi music, I mean, how are you going to feel about that?
Fine, because it's one-off.
Fine, you're saying now.
Fine, I'd say at the time.
And I'm sure you'll be playing the When Will They Fall Asleep sweepstake. My wife has said to me already, I'll come down and watch. I'm going for... I imagine the half time after the first half, which hopefully first hydration break. I would imagine they'll turn around, their eyes will be closed, and their mouth will be open. So, if you're playing that with your other half or any other members of the family, let's have the What Time Will They Fall Asleep sweepstake. And how are you planning? Are you having a party? You're getting all the old Doritos out, getting the cans in. I mean, not 2 a.m. You've just got to change it up, haven't you? Let us know what your plans are for the big night, big morning. 03717 223344, talksport.com/H&J, text to 81089, tweet to TSH&J. Andy.
Just before I do that, I'm very excited because I've come up with a TalkSport debate for the next World Cup.
Nice.
Who's better, Lamar or Elise? You know that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to happen. 0371. Maybe they would have changed the phone. Maybe we won't need phone numbers by then. We'll just do it by handprint. I don't know.
Anyway.
So, Andy, it's time for World of Tat. Andy Jacobs' World of Tat.
Not so tat.
You've been giving me a gift every day, Andy, during this World Cup, haven't you?
I'm quite excited. This is out of the 11 items I bought.
Yeah.
This is the only one that's actually it was an accident. It's an official FIFA product.
Wow. Here we go then. Andy, for the last time.
Quick shot of Gianni Infantino as Paul opens this, please.
Okay. Bought these all off of Jeff Bezos. A little gift for me. World of Tat. Here we go. Is this tat or not tat? Oh, what's this?
It's pucker, isn't it?
Oh, look at this. What are these balls?
Well, they've got little figures inside them.
Oh, have they really? I've never. This is Ballers, Zuru Ballers.
I know. I'm so excited.
Is this? I'm too old to know whether this. Are the kids into these?
Oh, I don't know. What
I'm looking next door.
Yeah,
do you know what these are, Sim?
No.
You don't know what. So they're not that big a deal. It's not like
it's all downhill for you, Sim.
It's quite hard to get into it for a bloke of my age as well.
Do we need scissors?
I don't know. We probably need some sort of oxyacetylene cutting equipment. Anyway, so this is what they are. Do you know about these, folks? They are called Ballers, and they've got little figures inside them. I think it would be during the ad break I best go through those. We're getting Alvin in shortly. Now, we had a bit of a mystic...
I've got the 1986 version. It might be Alvin, might be in there.
No, I'll dig it open, definitely. Now, I got a bit Mystic H yesterday.
You did.
This is what I said as I looked into the games that were coming up on TalkSport last night. We've got Spain-Austria tonight, or as we're calling it, Spain 3, Austria 0. There are just some games, aren't there? I play it back tomorrow. I'm probably going to be wrong.
No, you might
My
be
guess
right.
is pass. When are they finally going to score? Oh, they've scored. Austria come on strong. They get caught in the break.
Spain can be a bit tedious.
2-0. 5 minutes left. Pass. Oh, it's 3-0. That's the end of that. Blimey. I didn't realise how close that was.
What did I say to you last night? Who needs
Paul the Octopus?
Paul the Octopus, a psychic panda, or a turkey?
I've got no idea how to get into
or
these
a psychic
either.
heifer.
Yeah, a psychic heifer. Well, look, we're going to work out to get into these, but there we are. So if
part of the joy, you can't actually.
I might get a job with BetMGM based on that. We'll see what they make of it. Anyway, they're coming up later. The landlord's coming up later. What time have they fall asleep? Sweepstake. How are you planning to watch the big game early hours of Monday morning? And Alvin Martin's here in a few moments' time to tell us what it's like to play for England in the Azteca. Andy's managed to open, and well done, Andy. We're here with our good friends at Selco Builders Warehouse. It's where the trade go.
Harry Kane, I'm going to give him a 6.
What?
Fantastic second goal, but his overall performance, for me, not good enough.
He scored 2 goals.
I don't care, mate. I don't care.
I don't see what more you want from a striker.
I played the position, mate. As a striker...
You've scored 2 goals in a World Cup knockout
What
game?
you want more as a striker is you need to be involved in the game. How many times were we saying last night, watching a game, get in the box, get in the box.
Let me ask you this
You're
now.
playing centre
When we
midfield,
play
same.
Mexico,
Yeah.
right, if you had the option to take exactly the same Harry Kane performance with 2 goals, or not and start from the beginning? What are you taking?
Of course you're taking the goals, but when you play better teams, you're not going to maybe score them chances. No offense to Congo,
but he did.
But no, of course he did. But is he going to do that against the top defences? He's not.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay, then. Here's one for you then.
Yeah.
Say if we get to the semi-finals, okay, and we're playing Argentina, or the final against France.
Yeah.
And he's not getting those chances. Do you still no problem with him playing centre field?
You're marking him
I'm saying,
on the performance that he did get them.
I'm asking you a question. You're talking about different games. I'm asking you a question. Against Argentina, say we get to the semi-finals, the final against France, do you want Harry Kane being more involved in the game? Do you want him holding the ball up?
If he scores two again, no.
What if he doesn't score two?
Well then, yeah, but he did. Okay, yeah. But he did. But you're marking him on a performance where he did score two.
Exactly, but the whole performance isn't just about, you scored a great goal. What was your performance like for the whole game? Simple.
Okay. If you had that game,
yes,
and scored those two goals, would you feel a little bit down about your performance?
I would do, yeah. I'd be like, could I have done a lot more? Could I have done more for my team?
If you score two goals and the second one's like that as the win, I don't think you can feel down.
That's my opinion, mate.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
That's all right.
I'm just being honest.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from TalkSport. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Just before we chat to Alvin Martin and reflect on playing at altitude for England in '86 in the Azteca, Zuru Ballers Andy has bought me as my final gift from the Bezos collection. And let's open them and see who are inside these balls. Which players? Oh, there's more wrapping on them. There we are, look at this.
Ooh,
who's coming out? Oh, no, it's just a piece of, like, Lego of a pitch. And
nice.
You get...
Oh, dear, they do like a bit of wrapping at Ballers.
You got, like... Oh, here.
Who is it?
It's
goalie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a goalkeeper.
And he got one arm.
No, it's all right. I've got it here.
Okay.
His arm's fallen off. That's not great for a keeper. How is it? A one-arm goalkeeper. I'll put his arm back on. This is going to take
Chelsea
too long.
played a team in like
his arm's broken. He's got a broken arm. It's all falling apart.
I'm sure Chelsea played a team in the 60s where the goalie had one arm.
No, you made that up.
From Luxembourg.
No, he couldn't have
Jonas
one arm.
Houterage.
No, I don't
think one of the players had one arm.
Anyway, look, we'll come back. That's going to take too long.
Who is this?
Forget it. Alvin Martin has joined.
Malagon.
Yeah.
I played in front of a goalkeeper with one arm. Alan McKnight. No, I shouldn't have said that, really.
No. We'll come back to it later. Alvin, lovely to see you.
Thanks.
And you've been doing
Andy.
co-commentaries for us during the tournament. But we thought we'd get you in today to talk about your expertise. Not to talk England a bit later on, but you've played in the Azteca in '86. You played against Paraguay when we won handsomely 3-0. So you've gone through that process. You were part of adjusting to altitude. The difference is in '86, didn't you boys go off to Colorado to do a bit of altitude sort of preparation?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Bobby Robson was the manager, and we went to a beautiful hotel in Colorado called the Broadmoor. We stayed there.
And an unfortunate name.
There we go. Is that a hotel? That's an interesting name. Let's call it the Broadmoor.
Oh,
and they had the other. What else did they have there? They had the scrubs. That was one of the other parts of the game. Anyway, keep going.
Until that moment, I've never ever realised that. 40 years later, it's just dawned on me. But, we went there for, I think it was about 10 days.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful place. We used to train at an Air Force base, a USA Air Force base.
Oh.
And the facilities were fantastic.
They did close it down for planes when you were practicing, didn't they? Duck everybody. Sorry, Alvin, carry on messing about.
Yeah, but so you did 10 days.
Yeah.
Could you feel obviously, but did you feel the improvement over the period?
Well, it wasn't an improvement, really. And it was like we had to get used to the flight of the ball. That was more of an issue, I felt, than the fitness. We did lots of fitness tests. They had sports science was a long way off from happening then, 40 years ago. But we did lots of tests, and they took blood from us and stuff, how we would all react into the conditions. But the biggest thing was the flight of the ball. Everyone used to do drills where you get a ball on the halfway line, knock it in, get it back out, you play it wide, and then somebody would cross it for two forwards running in.
Mm-hmm.
But the first two sessions that we did, the cross would just fly, and nobody would get near it.
Wow.
You need to use your hand, I think.
Yeah. Well, that works for some people, I understand.
That's a talent that you've got to learn over a period of time. But that was the thing that we couldn't get. And even the better players, people like Glenn Hoddle and John Barnes, Chris Waddle, great technicians.
Yeah.
Whatever, they were hitting the ball in, and it was going too far. So we had to really adjust. And what you end up doing is starting your run off earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So in normal altitude, you would think, okay, I'll time this run. As soon as he pulls his foot back, I'm going to make the run. But you'd start the run before he even made contact with the ball, and you had to get used to that. So it was a massive adjustment, and I do think that is the biggest obstacle for England.
Yeah.
That the Mexican players will be used to that.
They'll be able to read the flight of the ball.
Our delivery so far in this World Cup has been so pathetic. Maybe it'll help.
And that's the thing, Alvin. They've had altitude chambers. They're going in just for a day to do some training, but they can't prepare for that, can they? Until they can't prepare for the very thing you're talking about.
Well, when we all talk about different advantages in football, boys, and it will be diet, it will be physiotherapy, sports science, and they're all tiny percentages.
Yeah,
they're tiny. If you get them all right, they're tiny percentages, and they might add up all of them to 5%. But this one is a massive advantage for Mexico.
More than just a marginal
We're talking about, in my opinion, 10 or 15%.
Wow. And so during the game, that aside, the flight of the ball being an issue, what about fatigue? Did you feel, even though you trained in a bit of it, did you feel a bit breathless? Did you feel you didn't have the energy as much as you would have done otherwise?
I think what you have to do is adapt a little and go in short bursts. So you would push through a period of the game where it was high tempo.
Yeah.
But you couldn't maintain that.
No.
And that's where I think, again, Argentina and Maradona would walk around and look like uninterested.
Yeah.
You see Messi do it as well.
Yeah, of course.
It's the way they play, And then all of a sudden, there would be something magnificent would happen. There'd be a burst of speed, and they'd all seem to tune into when that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So again, that's another facet, tactic, that they will have that maybe England aren't used to playing. We're used to playing high-octane, high momentum football.
Yeah. I think you get the sense with that crowd behind them and feeling a fast start and seeing what Congo did with a fast start, that Mexico will come out the blocks because they are used to the conditions. You imagine it will be quite a very fast start, and we're going to have to ride out a pretty big 10, 15 minutes, aren't we?
The guy from the altitude training centre, this is the one thing I did pick up from him. He felt England had to score first. So that absolutely, and then you can conserve energy. You can sit back a bit,
and maybe take the sting out of their.
If they
crowd
score
as
first
well.
and you're chasing the game, he said that's going to be much harder.
I think trying to read the games is very difficult. Look, there's no doubt about it. We haven't fired for a full 90 minutes.
No.
I'd like to think that we are getting to a stage where, when we need to step up and in terms of performance, we can do that, because I'm sure I do feel that there's another gear there. But look, there will be moments in this game against Mexico where we suffer and we're on the back foot. And I think the main thing is, even if it is in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and you have to sort of, you have to cope with a siege of some sort.
Yeah.
The main thing is, I think, boys, is to make sure that you don't concede in that time, but don't then sit back.
No.
For the next portion of the game. Because what you're doing is you're handing the initiative to them. So I think what we have to do is we have to have an attacking threat. And if we have to suffer now and again, and they do bring a save out of Pickford, or they hit the bar, or even score, you've got to make sure that you don't then let that disjoint you and put you back like we did in the old days, where you start to sit too deep, and then you haven't got a way out. You know, the game is going to pass you by.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. And so during the match, I mean, it was quite an easy match, really. We beat Paraguay 3-0 in the game you played.
What's for you, not for me.
Where you went, Gary Lineker got a couple, and Peter Beardsley scored, didn't he?
Yeah, no, that's when Peter came in, and he really once Bobby Robson, I don't know if he fell upon that, but as soon as Peter come in.
And was that a slower tempo of a South American team? Was it? Did you think that helped that it was a side that you were probably expected to beat in that game, and they did play at a slower tempo?
No, but they were all attack orientated. Right. I remember meeting Dave Sexton. You remember the Manchester United, Chelsea manager, and he was a scout. He was scouting for England, and he'd seen Paraguay in the group games. Anyway, I remember meeting him in the hotel, and he ran through and he said, "Look, they're one of the best attacking teams in the competition."
Okay.
So he knew that they would pose a threat. But I think on that day we scored at vital times, and in the end it might have looked easy, but we scored the goals, and then really we're never in danger of losing it. You know, there were two parents there that year.
Yeah,
that tournament, out of the whole 22, and one of them was Kenny Sanson's mum, and the other one was my dad.
Wow.
And when I found out that I was going to be playing in that game, Paraguay, I phoned my dad, and he'd been everywhere with me, you know, from when I was a little kid, you know, playing for the district and all that. So it was great that I was able to fly him out there.
Oh, brilliant.
And get him in the same hotel. So he was in the same hotel as us, and he's seen that Paraguay game. But that was a nice moment.
Yeah, of course. And you played well in that match, and I know a lot of your teammates said, I think, you know, because Terry Fenwick had been suspended for 2 bookings, and you played well, and the feeling was you were going to stay in. But then the team meeting before the Argentina game, a bit of a bombshell from Bobby Robson, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's all matter of fact as well. You know, you're sitting in a room, it would have been 2 or 3 days before the game. Yeah. I think I'm going to be playing. And then Bobby sits down and says, okay, first things first, team. And he didn't go through the whole 11. He just said one change. Fenwick in for Martin. And then you sort of, your stomach drops to the floor.
Yeah.
And then you know, you're looking around, and I can't remember even what he said after that.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he obviously went through it, but then I'm walking around the hotel thinking I've got to go and tell my dad now. So that was, but he had seen
you play,
seen the Paraguay game. But
and history could have been so different, because we look at, I mean, Terry Fenwick was a fine player, but he did slightly do a park run alongside Diego. And just,
among others.
Yeah. And saying, oh, blimey, his feet are good, aren't they? But I just think your telescopic leg, Alvin, the fact, you know, you're a bit of a hatchet man, you might you might have kicked him up in the air, and history could have been different.
Paul, I remember watching the game against Argentina. And we'd done all the testing in Colorado, and among them tests, there were people, good athletes in that side. You know, look, there were good athletes, and people don't believe what you read. Like, you know, the game's moved on.
Yeah,
there were great athletes in that.
Yeah,
and we had a right back who was top of all the stats, Gary Stephen.
Yeah.
Everton, right? You know, a fantastic athlete, really good defender. And I remember in the first 5 minutes of the Argentina game,
Sunday, is he?
Yeah, he'd be handy. But anyway, the first ball, he comes short, Maradona, and the ball got clipped into the channel behind Gary Stephen.
Yeah.
And he was the quickest player in our team. Maradona gave him a yard start over 10, and he got to the ball.
Wow.
He got to the ball, and I remember thinking, wow, that's the fastest player we've got.
Wow, way. And it's a bit like taking a big punch from someone, isn't it? And then realising what you're up against.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah. I mean, he was on another level completely. And the pitch was so poor as well.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's improved. And the Spiders got... Look, we're going to leave it there, because we're going to talk to Alvin about a bit more about that game, and also we're going to talk about England tonight. But Alvin Martin with us in the studio. More to come shortly.
Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea on the back of not playing particularly attractive football, finding their way through games. So I don't think he really cares how England play as long as they win. And that's his mindset. And he will take the positive out of it. We won. We kept on going towards the end. Well, so you should. And with due respect to the Congolese, their game fell away as the game went on and they became stretched and tired. And for whatever reason, England were able to get themselves back in the game because of the excellence of Harry Kane. Poor goalkeeper on the first goal, which got us back in the game. Brilliant second goal. But you look at it, you go, Declan Rice is like a machine hitting dead balls in there. Look at the first 3 or 4 corners that he hit in. Bang, first man, bang, first man, bang, first man. All of a sudden he starts changing his corners to balloons across the box because he seems to have his confidence gone. You look at Rice and you look at Saka when they come on, they look knackered. They look like players that have been in a long season and haven't got it. And ironically for England, Declan looked better at right back than what we've got, and that might be a conundrum for Thomas Tuchel that he changes that. But I look across the field, Rashford, no end products. Madueke, no end products. You know, you look defensively, the goalkeeper doesn't worry me so much because goalkeepers make mistakes. That's what happens in games every now and again. And sometimes Pickford makes wonderful saves. But I look at it and say, that is not a team, in my mind, that has any chance of winning this World Cup when it comes up against serious opposition.
What makes this remarkable is how differently you two see it.
Well, I think if you're English, you're going to see it with emotion as well. And I don't have any emotion in this. Like the only person on the whole team that I played with and know is Harry Kane. I want him to do well, and he is doing well, and he's scoring loads of goals. But I don't want him to do well so much.
But Simon's assessment.
One of the beautiful things about the World Cup is when someone just takes the tournament by storm. Some obvious names pop up, like James Rodriguez. Back in the 90s, there was Salvatore Schillaci. 6 of his 7 career goals for Italy came with Italia 90 as he carried the Azzurri to a 4th-place finish at home. That was the tournament we saw a 38-year-old Roger Milla go from Cameroonian squad player to dancing by the corner flag. And of course, in 98, Michael Owen, who the rest of the world hadn't really heard of before he made some Argentinian greats look like school children. And thinking about Liverpool, they probably wish the 2002 World Cup never happened, because they signed this guy off the back of his performances in Japan and South Korea. They could have had him instead, and Steven Gerrard's still crying. No player's ever taken a tournament by storm quite like Paolo Rossi, though. He served a 2-year match-fixing ban before the 1982 World Cup and did absolutely nothing in the group stage. But then, an explosion of goals. A hat-trick against Brazil, 2 in the semis against Poland, 1 in the final against West Germany. Italy won the World Cup thanks to him. He also took home the Golden Ball and the Golden Boot. He's the only player to ever win all 3 in the same tournament. The World Cup is full of fairy tales, but none compare to Rossi's 82.
Win 26 grand in your hand, courtesy of TalkSport Win.
Good morning, it's Paul Hawksman, Andy Jacobs here on TalkSport. Andy Jacobs has gifted me a different item every day during this World Cup so far. He's given me some Zuru ballers, and I've just pulled out the Lionel Messi.
I know, it's so exciting.
But I'm going to give it back to Andy because I think he'll be able to get his money back for all these gifts. So I'm giving you Messi back, Andy.
So excited because he's going to go in my memorabilia.
I thought he would do. So thank you for all the gifts. Here's Lee.
Brilliant. I'm very excited.
I'll give you the ball back for it. There you go.
They can be worth up to £69.90.
Well, that's all right. Well, that's roughly what you paid for the gift. More from Alvin Martin shortly, but first, TalkSport of commentary of every single game for the FIFA World Cup 2026. To celebrate, we're giving you the chance to win £26,000 cash. That's tax-free as well, which is absolutely sensational. Here's how you do it. For your chance to win, visit talksportwin.com or text WIN to 83338 by 6 p.m. on the 20th of July 2026. Text will cost you £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or send your name and number by post to Comp 1, PO Box 3190, Colchester CO2 8GP, to arrive by midnight on the 23rd of July 2026. 18 plus, UK residents only. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. For T's and C's at talksportwin.com. Alvin, let's move on then.
We should just say the Mexican keeper is on.
Oh, yes.
Which we're taking as an omen.
Malachon, who's the other player I pulled out, is the Mexican goalie, and his arm fell off. So if that happens in tonight's game, that would be spooky, wouldn't it?
And I'm just watching him put his Messi toy back in his ball there.
Yeah.
And he's so careful the way he's done it all.
Well, it's probably worth about £5,000. If it is worth 10 grand, Andy, I'll split it with his 60 quid. It's
he
yours.
is one of them kids that I bet you when he had action men, he really looked after them.
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah,
his
yeah.
toys. I bet he had them all in a little box, you know.
He had the one with real gripping hands and eyes that moved. He had the diver one.
I've got him.
He still plays in the bath with a diver one. Alvin, so you've watched all the England games so far, of course. Are you a bit concerned going into this game? How are you feeling about the defence? It's coming for a bit of stick, and it's been a bit chop and change because of injuries, hasn't it?
I think it's exactly what I expected to see before the tournament, really. I think we all had reservations about the centre-halves and the back four in general. Obviously, then you get injuries, which complicate matters further. But look, I would have been taking Harry Maguire. I said this before.
Yeah.
I always like a thinker in the back line. I think what we've got in Constant and Gay is like...
reactors.
Is reactors. They're not readers, they're reactors. There's two different types. And I always like to have a reader in the back line.
Isn't Stones a bit like that?
Yeah. Well, they communicate as well. So before a situation arises, they've already placed people in a position that they can contend with it. Whereas we're reacting. And if you look at that first goal that we conceded the other night, it was because nobody had really anticipated what was going to happen.
Sure.
So look, it's a problem. But look, we have got the players to score goals. We've got obviously an immense centre forward who's delivered better than any England player I've ever known. So you've always got a chance of progressing. The big obstacles will be the conditions, the heat, the altitude. The home crowd will be an advantage for them. So there's a few things against us. But look, do I think that we can get a result? Yes, I do. Because I do think that we haven't played as well as I know we can. We've seen the second half against Croatia, what we're capable of. So, look, we're very much in it, but it's a big obstacle. I think it's 50-50.
The right-back position seems to be the problem one, of course. With Reece James, we don't know how fit he is. We'll find out in the fullness of time. Gerard Quansah could be fit again, potentially. Jed Spencer has pretty unfairly become a bit of a whipping boy last few days for all the Eels. But he is quick, and Quinones is on the left-hand side.
The problem with playing centre-halves at right-back is they don't get forward.
Because that's the other option. They've talked about
cross the ball.
Putting Stones in and then putting Quansah at right-back. I mean...
Or you could play the three centre-halves and two wide players who get forward, if you're really worried about that. But look...
He's unlikely to change shape
I don't think he will. But it's something maybe that we could have looked at doing.
But I suppose they'll drop in, because O'Reilly sort of often pops up in the box. They'll kind of switch to a 3, won't they, at times in the game, won't they, I would imagine.
But I think it's about the transition of the ball and the protection you've got in front of the back four. That first goal that was conceded the other day, there wasn't anything in front of that back four.
No.
But look, I think the thing to remember here as well is that whoever wins the World Cup, it won't have 11 great players.
No.
You've got to cover a minor weakness, let's call it. That's what the winning team will do. They'll think, okay, we have got a weakness here, but you aren't going to find that weakness because we will protect it. And I think we're going to have an element of that about us.
Absolutely. I was thinking though, moving on slightly, that watching the games, the IFAB attitude, referee's attitude, protecting goalkeepers has changed so much. And you've seen this right through football, going from sort of Nat Lofthouse, Bobby Smith, those sort of centre forwards.
Give Alvin a break. He don't play with Nat Lofthouse.
As a kid,
I know the names. I know the names.
Yeah.
Can you remember
Andy Gray in the cup final when he barged the keeper into the
that sort
net?
of thing, to being a protected species, then what we saw in the Premier League last year, to now what we're seeing in the World Cup, where you just breathe on the keeper and that's it. They can't seem to find. They were talking about this on BBC last night. They can't seem to find a happy medium. Can
no, and look, the games that I've done and the games I've watched, I think the refereeing has been very good. I think the level of refereeing has been far superior. It hurts me to say, than what I witnessed in the Premier League last year.
Right, interesting.
The way they let the game flow, they tell people to get up.
So the use of VAR, especially and stuff.
Apart from one occasion.
Yes.
Balogun.
I totally agree.
It's incredible that somebody sends somebody to monitor. That is an accident.
Yeah, of course. I just said yesterday, if someone treads on your toe on a train, you don't call the police, do you? I mean, it was just an accident.
And they must have known that there was nothing malicious in that.
No.
So that's look, I school teachers. I'm going to use a school teacher term.
Yeah.
But it's like a school teacher in a VAR box saying he's hurt him. Then that's dangerous play. And really, I think a football man would look at that and go, "That's an accident."
Yeah.
But that now the USA are going to miss him. He might never play another game in the World Cup. So the consequences of a decision like that is incredible. You've got to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, a player the benefit of the doubt.
The other thing that's been impressive is just how well the assistant referees have been running the line, because you see the really marginal calls and just how close they are. And they've often been called by the assistant refs. Yeah. I mean, do you think, how can they see that? I mean, it's so tight. And invariably, they've got them right. They've had a really good World Cup as well.
Oh, yeah. No, look, I think the officiating has been brilliant. I really do. I think the World Cup has got better. Look, this is what it's all about, the knockouts, isn't it? The knockouts, the jeopardy of it all, the excitement.
But getting subs off quickly, that's been a good thing.
Yeah.
Throw-ons having to be taken. All that, speeding the game up, we all approve.
Oh, I think the tweaks that were made before this World Cup have all been positive for me. I can't think of a negative tweak. The hydration break.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That is the obvious one. But apart from that, I mean, I can get my head around the hydration break. I've got used to that now.
No,
I know. You wouldn't want to see it in the Premier.
No, I was thinking last night, the first game we watch without a hydration break will seem glorious.
Yeah. Except what's going to happen next season, 25 minutes in, you're under the cosh, and you'll be saying, yeah, John, we could do with an hydration break. Because that's what because we've seen the difference it's made from a coach.
Well, I think the coaches are the ones. I mean, how many times as a manager, people would have said, if I could just stop the game now.
Yeah.
And just get them together, because they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Settle them down and just have 2 minutes with them, and it could change the course of a game. And I can imagine the course of a lot of these games has been changed. Can you imagine some of the results that we might have had without the hydration?
Oh, yeah, the momentum shifts,
being able to amend what's happening.
I'm also fascinated to see what the Premier League do in August, because that is a period when they do generally allow drinks breaks in the Premier League. And will they actually do this formal thing, or will they keep it to how it was before, just basically they come and have a drink and then they get on with it, and it isn't a formal 3 minutes?
I mean, I wonder if we're going to see a return of, the keepers going down, they've outlawed, but finding a way to do a bit of coaching still from the sidelines. They'll find another way to be able to bring that sort of aspect of it.
That is the problem with changing the laws of football, isn't it? Basically, the coaches find a way to get around it.
Yeah. So there's a cunningness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being a good coach.
I mean, do you feel England can win it, Alf? I mean, looking at some of the other great teams we've seen.
We won't play this back on Monday.
Yeah, I'm not going to put. Yeah, but I mean, no.
Look, I always look on the positive. I've always felt that, and I think why not? The USA say why not us? Well, why not England? Are the USA better? They've lost their best player now. Why not us? I think the Mexico game will be a massive thing. If we win that game, then I think that there's.
Then it's Brazil, of course, and probably.
I don't think we should be frightened of Brazil. I know people say Vinicius Junior, against our fault, whoever plays right back. But like we've got enough artillery to hit them. They're not the Brazil of years gone by. So look,
and so many of them are so familiar to us. I mean, when you're setting up against Brazil, you play against a lot of these.
There's
players.
no fear anymore, though, Paul. I think, we know all these players. I think there was a time, 40, 50 years ago, where we didn't know enough about these players. We built them up to be something really magnificent. I'm not saying that they weren't great players, but you build a mystique around them. I think them days are gone now. I mean, Maradona in '86 was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
By miles. I mean, we've got Ronaldo and Messi in this World Cup, but nobody will. Probably only Pele. I can only think of Pele as a personality and a global star that gets anywhere near Maradona. I don't think there is a player like that.
Oh, I think Messi is quite.
I think he's a great player, but I don't think he won't have the mystique or the.
Yeah.
In 50 years' time, when people are talking about superstars, Maradona will always be.
You think he'll be the one?
The one.
He's a fabulous player. And there's as I was saying earlier in the series, there's an 8-minute documentary on iPlayer about just him in that game.
Yeah.
Just that's everything he did in that game, and it's fascinating to watch. Actually, somebody said to me yesterday, "It's coming home." I said, yeah, if you live in Paris.
Come on, Alvin. It's been lovely to see you, and we wish you well and enjoy the game. But how are you going to watch it? You're at home. You're going to get up in the night and watch it? Or?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I've got my grandson coming around, so
brilliant.
Me and the boys. So yeah, we'll step for that.
Lovely to see you, and thanks for popping in. There we are, memories of '86 with Alvin Martin, who played against Paraguay in the Azteca. It's live on TalkSport, of course. Still to come today, we'll be chatting to the landlord who's got a 300-seater stand in his pub in Norfolk. I wonder what the residents or the locals nearby the pub make of that 1 a.m. on Monday morning. We'll chat to him shortly. We're here with our good friends at Selco Builders Warehouse. This month's Real Deals. Go and check them out at Selco Builders.